Hey, my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I had to make sure my door was closed. Okay. Anyway, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is having a good start to their week. This is going to be Taurus and Aquarius sitting in a tree, KISSING. I have already cut and shuffled the cards. I remember vaguely the reading I did a few days ago for Aquarius and Taurus, and I think it was one of them too hot to handle type things. But I've known for the last 8 hours I was going to do this reading, and so I don't ever rush when it comes to this. I do it when it's time to do it. And trust me, when it's time to do it, I can't do nothing but get up and do it. And it's just, I've just been unsettled the whole time. I'm alright, but I'm wondering what y'all going through. There's a lot of anxiety around this relationship from Taurus's perspective. I don't go back and watch video. I ain't got time. That's not how I roll. So I remember some of what was in the other video. This may not apply to that group of Aquarians and Tauruses anyway. This might be another set. So as Grandma would say, eat the fish, leave the bones. But for this Taurus Aquarius thing right here, Taurus is real nervous and anxious about some shit. I'm going to just put it where it is. So I'm going to be seeing busy getting the cards out on the table because I'm tired of waiting. I'm just tired. This is a reminder, I do my cards straight up and don't do reversals. Thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed. I love y'all. I really do. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Keep it real up in here. I will tell you, I don't sugarcoat shit. You put it right up where it's supposed to be. Because I figure you don't want to hear the flowers. You want to hear what I'm hearing, which for many of you just rings a note of truth, however that's resonating with you. Like I said, this Taurus Aquarius reading might be for another group of y'all, but this is your challenge. I can't make this shit up. What's that shit say down there? Stress. And that's about how I feel. If I could actually apply chores or responsibilities or relationships to what I'm feeling, it's stress. It's stress. Now, while you're going through, what that should say, emotional anxiety, okay, that part. While you're going through all this emotional anxiety and stress, because this is your challenge for where are we, the 9th, the 10th of October. Today's the 12th. Tomorrow's the 13th, which means Mercury's going to station retrograde tomorrow. Do your best in the next 4 weeks, Taurus, to get past some of this anxiety. That both of these are swords is telling me you're anxious and you're jumping out of your skin over your Aquarius. Hold that thought. So, looking at your overall, I'll be damned. There's 2 cards right there. Underneath, I didn't pull it out good, is the Lover's card. And the message here is somebody is trying too hard. I'm going to stick that one back there. How about that? Since this is what landed on top. There's a transition going on, Taurus. This is, and whether you know it or not, or know why it's happening, whatever, it's still happening. And that's where some of the anxiety is coming from. The note here for you, Taurus, is to follow your intuition, follow your gut, and to do your very best to stay grounded. Obviously, it's about the perseverance in this day. On this side, that's what it means. But this is what you got going on up in Cabeza. Y'all are shuffling, trying to figure out, is it really the relationship? Is this what I'm really seeing, or is it something else? What the hell is it? On the back end of your overall with the Five of Pentacles, on top of the Page of Cups. Yeah. I guess at the bottom of all of this, y'all are feeling kind of hopeless. Like you have put all of your all into all, and you ain't getting nothing back. It's the same old thing. With the Page of Cups sitting on the bottom, the note is to don't ignore other opportunities. So I'm going to say this. Obviously, this is not for every Taurus and Aquarius pairing. So eat the fish, leave the bones, that part. Don't take on what's not yours. But if something here is resonating, follow your intuition. That's the best that you're going to be able to do in this situation, because things are not, number one, as they seem. Number two, they might look one way and really not be anything. That part. That's not going to throw this feeling out the window. It is not. Some of you were just going to be like, this whole situation could just go in the can. Now, hold on. Do your best to fight the depression and the anxiety that you're going through. Know that you have choices, Taurus, as far as you as a person. You don't have to stay in any relationship you're not uncomfortable in. Conversely, you don't have to walk away from any relationship just because somebody other than your partner is telling you that's what you should do. However that's resonating, pick up on that. There may be some of you that have people around you in your ear talking that bullshit. You're not, it ain't no good for you, okay? And that might be true. But hear this. If that's not what you're feeling at that moment, you're going to have to go through it. You do all the fighting and trying to deny you don't care about somebody, and sometimes you have to walk away from those situations. But if this is where your heart truly is, then let it be that. Don't let anybody talk you out of what the hell you're doing. Especially, there's many stories out here. People, had they listened to anybody that was telling them no, they would not be in the happy marriage / relationship, whatever, that they're in now. Just know that part. Looking at the first week, what we got, it's that uncertainty and the resistance. There's resistance here too. That's a good word. There's resistance here. And it may be that Aquarius is making some kind of offer, Taurus, or saying something and then doing something else. It's this kind of shady, dark side shit. The first week, so we're going to start today, is your first week of the month. Whatever uncertainty you have, Taurus, for those of you that aren't feeling this story has a lot of little feet to it. If you're feeling somewhat kind of way about your Aquarian, Taurus, and you feel like, okay, you're just in a dating situation, I'm not talking about those of you that live together married, not that group, but those of you that are just two people in two separate dwellings, don't close yourself off to just this situation. Some of you need to hear that. I'm just throwing it out there. And in that process, you may need to deal with some of the darker side of issues that you may have. And that this is going on during a Mercury retrograde is no mistake. So there may be some exes coming up into your experiences, or old folk from the past coming up through your experiences that you may need to get a nugget or two from so you can heal. That may be what's causing all this erratic action. That's what I'm going to call it. If it were upside down, that's about what I'd be calling it. You see how calm? The birds there. There's harmony. And no. Yes, and that's the King of Wands, and it's in your head. So it's the intelligent part. It's in your head, but you are kind of acting off. And the best thing that I can say to you is that maybe you need to pull back off of that. This is the other side. Follow your intuition. But then as you go through little vignettes or scenarios in the next 3 weeks while Mercury is retrograde, pay attention to the things from your past that are coming through and how maybe it might apply with this situation with your Aquarius. There's something there. There's something there. The front side of the Chariot, I'm sorry. So that's the clear meaning. There's some of you, whole nother group, may have a new beginning. That part. You may have a new beginning. But usually this is a daytime card. This is a nighttime card. You may have to pull up, changing that perspective from the backside, just pull up and just start moving forward. Even in the middle of a retrograde, if there have been things going on in your relationship with your Aquarius, and it's been a bunch of inconsistencies, but keep moving forward. The benefit comes from not stopping. The benefit comes from just going through whatever it is you need to go through without making any kind of issue, without getting any kind of impulsive action. Same thing. It's that fire. King of Wands, Page of Wands, and this is temporary. This feeling is temporary. That page there is telling me it's temporary. Try to push through. And that's major energy. Just like the moon card back here. But just try to push through. If you're looking for a positive result with your Aquarius, just keep pushing through. The World card with the 9 of Cups. For some of you with your Aquarius, you may need to consolidate, put out, and you may need to expand your vision on your relationship. So for some of you, that may mean moving, hence the World, or one of you moving and the other following, however that's resonating. But you may at some point need to consolidate everything that's going on, especially if you're not currently living together and not even thinking on that, but you know it's coming, but you're just not there yet. That's probably going to come sooner than later. The backside of this, ideal happiness. So if you kind of just keep plugging through the energy, there's that 9. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. We get to the second week, the 5 of Cups on top of the Empress. Again, this is, didn't I say expand your vision? The front end of that, limited vision. But what came up was the back end, aversion. Don't let distractions keep you from the prosperity you're supposed to have with your Aquarius. You see all of those stars up there, that's truly Aquarian. Don't let anything distract you. There may be, since we're in retrograde, there may be some folks you have turned your back on. With the 5 of Cups, you looking at dude's backside. There may be some people coming through that you have turned your back on, and you may be feeling a little generous. I'll say that like that, and you may open up the door to communication, however that's resonating, and you may find out, oh yeah, we did have a lot in common. I kind of miss you. If you're true about your Aquarius, Taurus. If you're true about your Aquarius, don't get distracted, because the people that you turned your back on the first time, you're probably gonna have to do it a second time. But they don't want to see you happy right now. Hold that thought. And that you got the Chariot in the same place. Twice. stagnation, not looking at your demons, but not being able to push through that energy. Keep pushing. Feeling overwhelmed. Keep going. Keep going. That's a big message here, to keep going. The success for you will be there. Willpower, self-discipline, the list goes on. But pushing through, doing what you need to do. If you really want this relationship, and this is going to go back to what I said earlier, people telling you, oh, it shouldn't be, and you got a line in your life somewhere in your ear. It shouldn't be doing this anyway. I know why you like, and they probably, what you don't know is the person that's feeding all this bullshit to you probably likes the same Aquarius. Keep that thought. They probably like the same Aquarius. So don't jump all in when people start telling you what's not good for you or what you shouldn't be doing. That part. With the Queen of Swords, and again we get back to that insecure feeling, not feeling independent, not feeling accomplished. Come on, if it was sitting up on top of his head, feeling depressed. You may be getting into some of that at the end of the 2-week period, but yeah, and that's going to tear up your balance. All that anxiety and shit is going to tear up your balance, Taurus. So if it is something big going on in your relationship, with money, job loss, family issues, just hang on. It's going to be a little hectic for a hot second. It's not, this is all of this. And I had to say this in a couple other readings that I did. The energy is temporary. None of this is long lasting. And some of you, the problem here is that some of you are going to make some big mistakes because it doesn't feel like the energy is temporary. It feels and it looks like this is the way it's going to be forever and ever. And so fuck it. And I get that part. But don't think that this is not long term. It's not long term. Yeah, there's that 3 of Swords. And that less to do with, actually nothing to do with cheating, but just there's an upheaval of some sort. And 3 of Swords in this deck, in this deck, it's one of the days, Mercury retrograde, damn, Mercury retro shade. In this deck, it's about the upheavals and the disappointments, not just the heartbreak. So, not necessarily from the relationship itself. Aquarius has got something else going on. Let me put that out there. For those of you that this is resonating with, your Aquarius has got something else going on. No, not a third-party relationship. They're trying to come up with something, and they don't want to tell it right this moment because they're not ready to tell it. Yeah, it's a Sun card. There it is. They're not ready to tell it. Judgment. So you see how they're kind of hiding all the good pieces and parts? Because they're not ready to tell it. That's where that's coming from. Something they're working on. It may be even spiritual in nature. And they don't want you to be ashamed of them. It's a whole long list of things that they don't want you to feel, and that might be why they are concealing, hiding type shit. This is a Judgment card. The backside of this is about finding what was lost, which I think is interesting. But whatever Aquarius is working on, it's for their future. They're trying to work on their future. It may cause some disappointment, some upheaval. Third party situation, not so much. Yes, there may be a collaboration of some sort, sexual in nature. I'm not getting that. Aquarius is on a mission. I mean, that's a thread that I can feel this there. And I'm going to say that's probably where this might be coming in, the trying too hard part, Taurus. You might be trying too hard because you think they're doing something. I get this, okay. And I totally get that part. You can stop. They know you're there. They're aware. They care about you. But they're like a little chihuahua with a bone. They are trying to work this out. Whatever this is, it's on them. Let me go back to the beginning. So the third week, with the King of Cups sitting on top of the Four of Pentacles, stability and conquest. Okay, be mindful, infidelity is on the back side of this card. That's not what's coming up to the top. It's about Aquarians they're trying to get something. They may clue you in here, but again, they're hiding it. They don't want, they're not trying to tell it all. That in turn is going to cause the upheavals and the disappointments and the chaos because they're not trying to tell it. And again, they're not telling it because they don't want anybody to be ashamed of them, or maybe it's something they did in the past and they don't want anybody to know, however that's resonating. But they've got clear intentions. And so do you, Taurus. And so we go from the Judgment on top to the Justice on bottom, about bringing that balance back in. And now you got to start looking for opportunities to grow with each other. I think this is going to come out. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out. Whatever they're hiding, we're going to work that out. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. And this side is about a new dimension. So when they get done, finished whatever, with whatever it is, you're going to see another side to them. Brings us to the fourth week. And balance is here. Taurus, do your best to stay in balance throughout the month. Again, it's more that last week is more about delays, but there may be some things you have to clear up with your Aquarius that may have you feeling some kind of way. Just know the backside of this is about desires and fears. But this came up. Duplicity. There may be some things that you are still not clear on, Taurus. This would be a good time to have some calm communication. By that time, you'll be closer. If we just go day for day, month for month, today is the 13th or the 12th, you'll actually be out of Mercury retrograde, actually, the time you get to a full fourth week from when you see this. That would be a good time to have a conversation. Again, you'll still be in shadow, but shadow is not usually as intense. And this shadow we just came out of was not that bad. Any communication you have, I would wait until after Mercury retrograde and figure out, because there's something there bugging you, because it's bugging me. You need to get some answers. Again, I don't believe it's what you think it is. So you need to have a conversation with your Aquarius while you're doing your best to stay balanced. More world energy, the world card. The backside of this is about visions that reconcile opposites. Aquarius and Taurus are about as opposite as you're going to get. But the front side of this is about reaching your destiny. So in the middle of all of this chaos, probably most of you, whatever situation you're going through, you're going to eventually get to where you're trying to go with your Aquarius. You see all that air? I'm just saying. The challenge there is to persevere. There are going to be challenges, yeah. And you need to just, if you want your Aquarius, you're going to have to just hang on. They're going through something. It feels like some of them are just going through some emotional and intellectual type of stuff. And maybe a better way to approach any of it is just to offer your support. And I think this is where, because Aquarians are big on friends, being friends, having friends. And maybe this is a time, Taurus, while you trying to deal with your anxiety and depression and whatever else you're going through because of this. This may be a good time to step outside of yourself and just offer your support. Be a friend. Be the friend that you would want if you were going through something. And see what that gets you. See what that gets you. That we have another Three of Swords up on top with the Page of Swords. Again, conversation about watching your words. The backside, keeping at a distance. I'm going to say this side is going to close that distance. So you should be able to rectify whatever's going on with your Aquarian. I know you're like, where are you getting that energy from? Yeah, I am. You should be able to rectify. There's the other Three of Swords. All of this should come to an end. It's temporary. From 1 week to the next, there you go. But it's on a Page of Swords. So this is telling me there's some renewed energy. Aquarius is going to come back with some renewed energy. All the misery and tension and shit will be gone. But you're going to have to give them, I'm saying a month. It might be a little longer than a month knowing Aquarius. You be a friend, Taurus, in the middle of all of this. Because a lot of this is your anxiety that you're feeling. You're trying to get here to this Nine of Cups, the happy thing, and everybody and just smiles. Everybody smiles. And you're not there yet. And you know you're just... And now Aquarius dips on you, pretty much. Just remember, this up here, don't try too hard. And there's love there, but everybody has a choice. And I started out by saying that. You have a choice. You don't have to stay in, you don't have to stay. This is making you that uncomfortable, Taurus. You have a choice to get out. You have that choice. It might not be the choice you want, but don't ever feel like you don't have a choice. Somebody is, I can hear you clearly. I don't feel like I have any choices. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're going to come, your challenge is just to come out from all this unnecessary mental stress that you're putting yourself under. Try to get back in balance as best you can. At the end of the day, work on your relationship if you feel like it needs work. If not, you have a choice. And I think that would be the name of the video. You have a choice. Things can go very well. And like I said, and I'm being honest, I think some people are going to make the mistake and go, I can't say anymore. I can't even call it a mistake. You just be tired. And if you're that worn out from it, do what you need to do. But I think in hindsight, some of you may regret not hanging on while your Aquarian was going through whatever mental thing. Some of them may be just having family problems that they're not willing to discuss at this point. So yeah, set your intention. Figure out what your intention is. Some of you might be under this wishy-washy kind of stress with this. Looking at this little fella up here, you might be under this stress because you haven't fully committed. Because again, I said this is not for those of you cohabitating. This is for those of you that live in two separate dwellings. So some of you may not have your intentions clear just yet. For some of you, it may be about hitting the rock bottom. The relationship is hit its last leg. Even though it may be a newer situation towards just fuck it, let's just be done. Let it hit rock bottom. And walk away if you need to. But there it is again. Ride the wave. Ride the wave. For some of you, the relationship may need to just go. You may need to just do just that. Walk away. So that you can get here to ride the wave. That might actually need to happen for some of you. Just say, fuck it, I'm out. And let Aquarius come back when they come back and reconcile at that point. That's always an option. The hell. Yeah, I'm pulling doubles. I went over. I know. That right there. Be all in or be all out. Own that shit. Own your feelings. People start telling you, hey, you own your shit. If this is a person that you love, on the other side of all this other conversation I'm telling you, if you love your Aquarius, if you got somebody up in your ear telling you, you need to get, yo, this is my shit. Mind your shit, now mind mine. I'm just saying. And own your feelings. That's how you feel. Yeah, I'm thinking this may be one of them situations where you might have to let it just bottom out. Say, fuck it. Take a temporary bag and do a temporary thing for a temporary minute. And it will come back. It will come back if you do get that break. Get clear about what your intentions are. And then go ahead and ride the wave. That be all in, be all out. But when you get here, let them do the talking. Let them explain to you what the hell and why the hell. All this anxiety and shit I done went through, and you need to talk. Tell me what's going on. But yeah, Taurus, let them do the talking. Let Aquarius explain to you what's going on or what was going on. And be fair and be balanced and have some compassion. That's the best I can say about that. I love y'all. I hope you have a good rest of the week. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.